Okej. Hallå igen. Då ska vi smälla igång igen. Vad var det vi gjorde senast? Sköt på säckar, ska vi se. Ljudmixen är kaos har jag skrivit. Bara en sån sak. Det betyder ju... Ja, det betyder väl någonting åtminstone. Ska vi se... Men nu har den här på att slockna helt och hållet. Vart har vi min preview? Så. Då kan vi spela igen. Nu ska vi se. Den här är... Ja... Sådär någonting. Load game, vart färsen var den senaste då? Högst upp va? Just det. Laddningstiderna. Detta härke till laddningstider. För er som tittar in nu för första gången ska vi se. För er som tittar in för första gången nu så kan jag ju berätta kort. Det här är ju uppföljaren till ett oerhört, vad ska vi säga, bisarrt, bra, kul, fantastiskt spel från 2010. Jag har fortfarande inte hunnit kolla in om det var från 2010. Jag tror att det var det. Om ni undrar vad det är som brummar i bakgrunden så är det nu fläkten såklart. Av förklarliga skäl. Det är fuktigt idag i Stockholm. App med mina anteckningar. Nu är vi här och ska in och kolla. Det är ju en fantastisk framerate såklart. Vänta, är det fan är ögat för? Ja, det är min charger. Vad händer om jag gör så här? Jag köper den. Går in i inventory. Det var concentration, då är jag med. Nu ska vi in här och busa. Och leta efter clues, helt enkelt. Denna förbannade laddningstid. Det går ju inte att understryka det tillräckligt, känns det som.
You holding up okay, CLG?
Oj.
Sure you don't want to wait outside?
I'll be fine, Daddy. Just make sure you don't take your eyes off of him. He's so selfish and inconsiderate. I'm still not convinced he's actually a real FBI agent. Look, he's talking to himself again.
Zach, this is the ambiguous zero, the deep freeze. Let's hurry up and find that flying serpent, shall we?
Okej, vad har vi här då? Var det där allt? Sjukt dramatisk musik för
Hey, Mr. York.
basically ingenting då.
You want to keep investigating this place even though we know the body ain't here?
Of course, Melvin. The skeletal gentleman gave me an oracle, remember?
It's Skella what?
Ugh, he's just joking, Daddy. You can't take him seriously.
Huh? Well, was that really a joke, Mr. York? Well, I'll be. I see you've been hiding some real charm into that whole FBI routine.
Välkomna till streamen. Ni som sitter på kanske Facebook eller Twitter eller YouTube eller Twitch vet om att vi streamar det här till YouTube, Twitch, Facebook och Twitter. Så har du en plattform du föredrar framför den andra så är streamen live även där. Bra att veta.
Sorry, Melvin, but I'm dead serious.
Ja, York. Denna York. Ja, snälla inga laddningstider.
Good God Almighty. This place always gives me goosebumps, no matter how many times I come here.
Yes, it's quite the fun house. Truly a dazzling place. Meat entertainment. That's the only way to describe it. Woven together by life, frozen in time, a visceral, musical...
Symphony. We eat all this in order to survive.
Yes, truly a symphony. Life and death, resonating together.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Cool. Whoa now, CLG. Since when were you interested in this kind of stuff?
What are you so surprised for, Daddy? I'm more mature than you are. I've seen way more realistic corpses on CSI, you know.
Oh, man.
At first, Zach, I was shocked by the notion of storing a victim's body alongside food. But as I gaze upon this hanging garden, I realize it's just another scene of violent, depraved murder. Yes. All we need to do is change our point of view, and things will expose themselves in utterly new ways.
Han fixar ju biffen, York. Catfish tail. Jo tack. Men vänta nu, blinkar allt? Jag undrar vad jag behöver det där fokuset för överhuvudtaget. Om det ändå blinkar liksom. Crawfish shell. Ja, jag skulle vilja använda brädan här. Grodlår. Det är en väldigt dramatisk musik. Jag vet att jag redan har sagt det, men det går ju inte att undkomma det faktumet. Ja, frågan är vart de här dörrarna, vart går de? Det måste ju vara ut på baksidan i sådana fall. Är det så jäkligt alltså? Jag ser ju massa grejer som jag redan vet om. De känns ju inte så intressanta för mig att liksom få upp på den där radarn, eller vad jag ska kalla det. Alltså texturen laddar in så sent så att det ser ut som att det finns en öppning någonstans här, men det gör det inte. Frustrationen. Varför plingar det så där för? Nu får jag ju få mig att jag hittar rätt någonstans. Och det är ju inte sant, va? Vi kan göra så här bara för att... Ska då ut härifrån.
Melvin, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you a personal question. In the hotel parking lot, when I first met you, the picture you had on your dashboard happened to catch my eye. Was that your wife?
Oh, her? Yeah, that's my lady, all right. Candy. Her name's Candy. The prettiest girl in town, which makes me the happiest boy. A shooting star landed in a rural town, right on top of a man who now has a meteor struck hard.
You always keep her photo with you?
You bet I do. The truth is, Candy's a little sick right now. She can't even leave the house no more. So I always keep her photograph with me. Kind of feels like we're always together, you know?
I see. You care for your wife a great deal. But this means that...
Yeah, that's right. My mama had me before she married Daddy. But it don't matter. He's still my real daddy to me.
Oh, thank you, CLG. And you're my pride and joy.
Well, Zach, isn't this a heartwarming scene? But there's one thing I just can't get out of my mind. Don't you think that photograph looked a bit too old? Perhaps Candy is already... No, let's not think about that. It might be a private matter just like you, Zach.
Alltså det är så bisarrt sättet de lägger fram det. Varför är det private för mig? Eller för Zack liksom? Är det... Där inne verkar det ju vara rött. Jag kollar det här stället först då. Det hade varit så skönt att ha min skateboard. Min FBI-bräda. Varför ska jag krypa? Varför ska jag krypa där? Det är ju helt vansinnigt. Det fanns ju ingenting att göra. Tokig blev jag på sån här... Otroligt ologiskt. Crawfish Shell. Nu ska jag väl ändå gå in där och kolla vad de håller på med. Här då. Nej. Det är så märkligt. Jag skulle hela vägen dit bak bara för att krypa. Alright, då är det live här nu med... vad heter den då? Scenen. Som ni som kollar här nu... ibland är det vissa som undrar i och med att vi streamar det här på Twitch, vår YouTube, Facebook och Twitter. Så är det så att du har en plattform du föredrar framför den andra så är det bara att hoppa över dit. Adresserna borde ni se... här, typ. Tror jag, någonstans. Ja. Ish.
They stored the victim's body in a cold storage warehouse operated by her family. I'd love to shake the hand of whoever came up with that one.
Hey, Agent York. Did you just come here to laugh at
Så finns det en grej där.
who are doing the best they can? We don't have any special facilities like you people. What else did you expect us to do, huh? Don't compare us with city folk. This is Lucare. And maybe you're just disappointed that you didn't get to see the bloated, decomposing corpse of a young girl.
Sorry, you're right. I went a bit too far just now. But don't misunderstand. I honestly think it's a fantastic idea. I'd never try and bully your daddy.
Better not.
Thank you for understanding.
Nej, men jag vill ha den där blinkande grejen där ju. Nu kan jag ta den. Absolut. Absolut. Låt mig ta den där nu. Ska vi se. Gigantiska fötter.
Boxes of the past or presents of the future? Either way, this is a curious time capsule. Forgotten boxes. Looks like shelled headless shrimp. When were these boxes brought here? And when will they be taken away? Zach, can you feel it? The perpetual, unstoppable flow of time. Boxes that got left behind. I can't tell what's inside. What do you think, Zach?
Ja, jag bryr mig inte det minsta.
I'm gonna go with okra. Yeah, okra. I'm sure it must be okra. That's a staple of the South. An icicle. Never thought I'd see one of these down in the South. Zach, can you see that? Look closely. That's right. There are 4 imprints in the frost on the top of this. It's hard to believe, but I think these are fingerprints. Yes, Zach, that would lead one to believe that the body napper is a giant who's over 10 feet tall. These pallets are a mess. Looks like this area isn't used often. Still, the idea to store a body here. It's a novel, sophisticated idea, unlike anything I'd ever come up with. Look at the thermometer, Zach. It's at 10 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 12.2 degrees Celsius. This must not be the ambiguous zero. Zach, these are human footprints, and they're extremely large. Yes, Zach, I agree. These footprints must belong to someone who's used to walking around in cold temperatures. This frost is shaped like something we're very used to seeing.
Bowlingkäglor.
A body bag.
Ja, eller bowlingkäglor då.
Lisa's body must have been left here. But there are no signs that the bag was dragged away. So our criminal must possess monstrous strength.
Hur fasen får jag stå där för det här? Det är helt orimligt. Jag får pengar för att jag har kollat på
Seems
lite
like our
grejer.
flying serpent isn't here.
Men.
Is this everything, Melvin? There aren't any other rooms in this warehouse? No special rooms?
Well, there is the luxury foods warehouse.
Luxury foods? Why didn't you say so earlier?
Just thought you wanted to see where the body... I just thought you were only interested in warehouse number 2. Besides, it's underground, so it's even colder than this. You sure you really want to go down there? You could darn well freeze to death. All life will come to an end in the icebound zone. You feel me?
Let's head there at once. I'm sure that must be where we're meant to go.
But what about searching for Lisa's body?
All we need to do is find a 10-foot tall man with monstrous strength. That giant knows where she is.
10 foot tall?
But finding the flying serpent is more important right now. Now please, guide me to the luxury foods warehouse at once. These luxury foods are most likely being used in local Cajun cuisine. I'm so excited to see what we'll find. Aren't you, Zach?
Och då ska vi alltså tillbaks hela vägen. Tänk om fast travel hade funnits, va? Det tar ju sin lilla tid här. Så kolla här. Ut igen härifrån då.
You're not going to let me finish investigating here? Sometimes taking the most roundabout path is actually the most efficient way to reach one's destination. Isn't that right, Zach?
Vad är det jag har missat nu då? Vad fasen. Hopp. Vad är det jag har missat? Såg jag ögonen där precis? Ja, det gjorde jag fan. Sån här riktig clipping. Men här då till exempel finns det ju 2 grejer bara, men ingenting här. Här är omöjligt för mig att veta då vad det är som är vad. Alltså det är så odugligt. Vad fasen. Det fanns mer där borta. En hiss ner eller upp då ska den här hissen förmodligen gå.
That elevator needs a key, Mr. York.
Do you have one?
Actually, no. I didn't think you'd ever want to go down there. So I didn't bother to go and get one.
Well, then would you go and get one now?
Yeah. COG, I know. I'll tell it to him straight. Thing is, Mr. York, you know the Clarksons? The folks who own this place? Well, they don't too much like the police. And they sure as hell don't like them when they're my color. It was, real
Rassar.
hard to open up this place for you to search through. So they ain't gonna be too happy if I go back to them now, asking for another key.
What should we do then?
Let's just find a worker here who can lower the elevator for us instead. All they need to do is take a break from their work for a couple minutes.
And what am I supposed to do? Just stand here and pretend like nothing's happening?
Yeah, you FBI folks are good at that, right? That's always what I see you doing on TV.
All right, vem kan öppna? Får jag skjuta en av dem eller? Aha.
Zach, better check back here as well, just to be on the safe side.
Hepp.
Zach, the human ability to adapt is a frightening thing. Some humans have the power to sleep anywhere as long as they set their minds to it.
Jag ska bara sno grejerna nu då. Vilken tjuv, vet du.
Be able to operate the elevator. No need to worry. This facility no longer has a body to steal. What else do they have to lose? A few cans of crawfish? I feel bad for him, but it's for the sake of the investigation. I'll write him a letter of apology later.
Sjukt oskönt ställe att ta en tupplur på.
Mr. York, did you find a key? Ha! Now that's my special agent. There ain't no stopping you. Want to head straight down?
You bet. Let's sally forth, Melvin. Zach, look at that thermometer. (0°F, or minus 17.7 degrees Celsius. This is the ambiguous zero.
Hey, Avery! Can you hear me? Open the damn door, Avery! It ain't no use, Mr. York. Once Avery starts working on something, that's all he sees. He just tunes out everything else. We'll have to wait until he finishes and comes out to us, I reckon. Or we could come back tomorrow.
I disagree, Melvin. Time may be on our side, but that doesn't mean we should waste it. You gave me Mr. Alligator precisely for moments like these, didn't you?
Wait, Mr. York! Those tranquilizers may be non-lethal, but it's still dangerous to use them on humans.
Of course, Melvin. I never said I was going to shoot him.
You're gonna shoot some meat to get his attention. I'm right, ain't I?
Det var inget svårt.
This is Mr. York, an agent from the FBI.
Hi, Avery. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
York, you a smarty pants, hmm?
Hallå där, Avery.
He's shyer than he looks. Come on, just settle down, Avery. Tell him what this here place is for.
Lots of expensive food here. Yup. Mighty precious to the Clarksons, so I gotta guard it.
I see. So you're this area's keeper.
Oh, I help with the research too. I do like research.
Research? What are you talking about, Avery? This doesn't look like a lab to me.
Oh, ain't no lab. It's a warehouse. Ain't no lab. Smarty pant scientist does the research. I ain't no smarty pants, you know.
He's a bit slow in the mind, but he ain't a bad guy. Oh. Your story about the giant who carried Lisa out. Don't tell me you think it's him. I mean, it's true that he's free to come and go as he pleases in this warehouse, but...
No, as far as I can tell, he's just a bit over 6'5". The one who moved Lisa's body must be at least 10 feet tall. He's clearly too short.
Too short, huh? Well, if you ever happen to find a man who makes him look small, I'd sure like to meet him.
Lise.
Hey, cut it out!
Lise. Why?
Avery, that's not Lise.
Not Lise?
This is Melvin's daughter, and my precious assistant. Unfortunately, Elise is no longer with us.
Lise. Lise. My fault. My fault.
I guess he's sort of like Lise, you know? See, the poor fella's got himself a child like mine.
Och så
You know
röstskådespelet.
how normal kids tease other kids in order to get attention? Well, with this big lug, sometimes folks who don't know him too well see something and end up calling the police. But I know that deep down, he's got a good heart. Hey, Mr. York, I'll keep him busy, but I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry this particular inspection along. Just holler at me if you find anything. I reckon that'll make it easier for you to go do your thing, yeah?
Melvin, I think you're finally starting to catch on. Hung alligators. I suppose in a way they sort of look like flying serpents. Oh, but that's pushing it. Remember, we're in a dark basement here. They'll never reach the sky. Frozen oysters. Personally, I'd rather have a cocktail filled with fresh ones. We hunt for more materials than we can eat, and freeze them over long periods of time. The human race gives terror a whole new meaning. cans of Holy Trinity paste. Onions, bell peppers, and celery. The absolute basics for any Cajun dish. This product combines them all into some sort of paste. People actually buy this garbage? Even the name sounds idiotic. Zach, I just made an eternal promise with myself. If I ever happen to come across any food prepared with this paste, I vow to never call it Cajun food. There are torn off claws and legs scattered all over the ground. I doubt they'll fly anytime soon. I can't tell which ones are from crawfish and which parts are from shrimp. How about you, Zach?
Och Zack fick inte svara. Det är ju fantastiskt.
Avery, this box looks special.
Clarkson food. For their home.
Melvin, is this the Clarksons' family crest?
Oh, the dragonfly? Yeah, that's the Clarksons' mark, all right. Ain't no big deal, though. You can find those all over town.
Is that so?
Well, yeah. They pretty much run all of this town's major industries. Yeah, I do believe they own just about everything there is to own. So their word is law. They got the whole darn town tattooed with their dragonflies. Can't even walk a few steps without seeing one.
Zach, this dragonfly is our flying serpent. The flying serpent owns this town. They're related to Lise Clarkson, our victim. And Hungan's oracle pointed us toward their family crest. The Clarksons must be deeply intertwined with this case. Melvin, Patricia, I think I've had enough of this frozen world. Let's head back out to that merciless sun. Well, what are you waiting for? I can't bear to spend another second down here.
Ja, vad ska man säga? Vad ska man säga? Alltså de här laddningstiderna. De här laddningstiderna. Det är ju när man ska ladda ut i stora världen i staden som det här sker.
So, what do we do now, Mr. York?
Zach and I will take things from here.
Then what should I do?
Tend to your sick wife? I don't know. You're free to do as you please. I'll stop by the sheriff's office when I need your help again.
I suppose that's what I'll do then. It'll sure make Candy happy. But I am the sheriff of this town, so I do intend to get some work done. I know. How about I search for Lisa's body while you're busy?
Not a bad idea. Just be careful that you don't get attacked by a barefooted giant.
Hey, don't scare me like that. Why do you keep talking about that giant anyway? You really think some giant was responsible for all this?
Melvin, don't be silly. Of course I do. Just when I thought you were starting to catch on. Disappointing, to say the least.
But how can you be so sure? I want to see some proof.
Proof number one. The footprints that led up to where Lisa's body originally was were made with bare feet. None of the prints looked similar to those of common insulated boots, and the arches of the feet were visible. The person who carried out Lisa's body must have had very large feet. I'd say they were at least 16 inches. Proof number 2. I found fingerprints on the cord of one of the hanging lights in the warehouse. The fingerprints weren't aimed up from below. They were coming directly from the side. Clearly, the giant moved the light because it was in his way. He pinched the cord with his fingers. Proof number 3. There was nothing else found in the vicinity where Lisa's body was stored. This means the giant carried her out without dragging her across the floor. But there's only one set of footprints. The only conclusion I can draw from this evidence is that a barefooted giant, standing over 10 feet tall, carried. That concludes the entirety of my proof. Any objections, Melvin?
But there ain't no way a human could ever be that tall.
Have you seen every human alive with your own eyes? Well then, you need to forget all your preconceived notions when embarking on an investigation. Whether you come face to face with a 10-foot giant or a skeletal gentleman, you always need to accept everything that comes to you with a clear mind. Do that, and eventually the truth will reveal itself to you. You're a smart kid, I'm sure you understand.
Well, I'll be damned. I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Mr. FBI Special Agent, sir. A sharp eye and flawless observational skills. Uncovering the truth with a heady intuition.
Melvin, va?
I won't ever question you again. Heck, I'll do whatever you say.
That's it, Melvin. I'm glad you finally caught on. Okay, time to go, Patty. You know this town well, so I'd like you to accompany me from now on.
Patty?
Zach, we found the flying serpent. Now we simply need to locate the 10 maidens. It's time to head on to Alexis's Diner and Lane.
Rakt fram hela vägen till... Sen... Och så vänster. Höger, vänster. vänster, höger, vänster kan man köra. Och så laddningstid. Ja, det är väldigt mycket judgment över det här. Det blir ju otroligt mycket stopp liksom längs med vägen. Och det är lite frustrerande. Medan den här laddar så ska jag påminna äldst om att göra sig i ordning för att han ska iväg på träning. En sekund. All right. Då ska vi se. Då är det egentligen inga större konstigheter. Jo, jag skulle träffa henne, men hon vägrar ju flytta på sig.
Hi there, handsome. How's your day coming along?
Men här gör jag ju ingenting.
Hi there, handsome.
Nej.
How's your day? Well then, if you'll excuse me, one needs to develop a good routine if one hopes to achieve a good score. That's an indisputable fact.
Check. Vem är det som saknas där uppe då? Ja, jag har ju uppenbarligen inte tillräckligt. Måste jag alltså ut i staden igen. Get a strike. Ja, okej. Då ska jag till Voodoo. Alltså den här laddningen. Voodoo-butiken ska jag till. Ska jag. Det är ju orimligt hur fruktansvärt trögt det är. Nu, härligt. Då ska vi åka upp till... ska vi se. Ja, voodoo-killen.
Hey, Zach, it looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the San Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand. And Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news about Lisa's murder while sitting in a bar during our vacation in New Orleans. That certainly wouldn't have happened if we had stayed in D.C. They would have given the case to another special agent, or maybe even to the state, and then we never would have found it. In the end, it would have been shut up in that vast, desolate evidence vault along with all the other cases, marked by nothing but a first-degree murder tag, buried in a soggy grave at the bottom of a sea of data. That would have been its fate. Instead, it traveled from person to person until it finally fell right into our lap. Things always work out that way.
Men det här är när hon är hemma ju.
Bad timing, Zach.
Nej, exakt.
We need to place the figurine in front of her house when she's home. Otherwise, it'll be useless. Let's come back later. Looks like a case of bad timing, Zach. Let's come back later.
Men okej, vi ska alltså då... Den där är ju knepig. Då gör vi så här. Tror jag. Precis, då tar vi fram den och så markerar vi... Den där. Så drar vi dit. Det är så bisarrt att jag åker skateboard här alltså. Ska se om jag kan göra det där. På det lilla jag har. Och så den här laddningstiden. Laddningstiden. Snälla.
Mihalama. Verily, much shall serve thee well here.
Varför får jag inte upp en charm? Här har jag det som jag behöver. Low quality bead. Like, jag har, okej. Jag kan inte göra någonting här. Kan jag enhansa något?
I can see it. Thou hath discovered the very purpose of my emporium.
Fast jag har ju ingenting, och så måste jag ut igen till den här laddningstiden. Nej. Nej. Det här är orimligt nu alltså. Så då ska vi till ett annat ställe, för det funkar ju inte för 5 öre. Sheriff's Department. Owl's Nest. Om jag går och lägger mig då. Är det så lätt? Jag orkar inte se de här laddningstiderna. Gud, vilket härke. Vilket härke. Ja, det gick ju snabbt i alla fall. Nu går vi upp och lägger oss. Eller?
King
Ja.
size, made in France. It looks soft enough to alleviate all our exhaustion. Zach, even though the Bureau is paying for this, it's still tiring to have to live out of hotel rooms day after day. Nothing beats getting a good night's sleep in your own room.
Nu sover vi tills det är natt och så drar vi till tantens hus och ställer våran krokodil där. Får vi se vad som händer. Ja, det är tur det. Okej. Just det. Nu drar vi dit. Evighetsladdningstider alltså. Evighetsladdningstider. Ja, jag är så trött på det här fallet. Inte ens några tips eller ingenting. Inte anteckningar, inte memoarer. Tar ett tag. Nu. Springer ut med ficklampa på bröstet. Vilken lirare. All right. Då ska vi ta oss till huset då.
Yes. Perfect.
Oh, my dear lost lamb. What are you doing there?
Oh, this? This is all part of the Lise Clarkson murder investigation.
Something important, hmm?
Oh, yes. Very important. I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please call me York. That's what everyone calls me. But what should I call you?
I'm Tyrone Sanders, pastor of the Lucare Evangelical Church.
And what business does a pastor like yourself have in a place like this?
Well, I live over across the way there.
Do you have an intimate relationship with Mrs. Carpenter?
What? Why in the world would you suggest such a pitiful thing? Lordy, lordy. How could I ever become intimate with one who is so devoid of faith? After she lost her husband, she stopped coming to church. All she does all day is bowl. She even pruned the shrubbery in that pitiful fashion. Yes, truly pitiful. And did you see that hideous ox of a dog she owns? Pitiful with a capital P. I tried speaking with her, but she shows no intention of changing her ways. Yes, I fear she never lends an ear when the good Lord reaches out to her. Indeed, I pity her from the bottom of my heart.
So you've been spying on her out of pity?
Spying? I'm merely awaiting the chance to lend her a helping hand.
Alltså jag funderar så mycket på
This town harbors much more danger than
vad är det för gäng
If
som
you ever find yourself in need of salvation,
ställer
feel
upp
free
på
to
det
stop
skådespelet
by
och gör det så här?
Our church also functions as a clinic. Someday you may need our help.
Zach, did you hear that? Pitiful.
Är det fans?
Try saying that to someone in the city. They'd instantly slap you with slander or defamation charges. You'd be up to your neck in court papers. I doubt I'll tire of this town anytime soon. We should consider stopping by that church whenever we get a chance.
Nu kommer det. Stämpel. Precis. Diner Lane. Ja, nu kan jag ju spela precis bowling. Rök för att fördriva tiden. Den är ju skön. Ska vi se på kartan. Har vi varit där? Vad fan är det här då? Vad betyder de här små röda? Det vill jag nästan ta reda på. Vad är det för någonting? Se vad snabbt det går. Vad är det här då?
Looks like a case of bad timing, Zach. Let's come back later.
Senare? Ja, det var bara texturerna som inte hade laddat in.
So, what do you think of him? Yes, I'm talking about him.
Alltså det är så märkligt. Ja, nu har vi varit där. Då drar vi till... Och sover eller? För vi kan inte spela bowling nu eller?
Did you notice it yet? The streets in New Orleans were a mess. All busted up and undergoing maintenance. The city was built on a swamp, so the ground is soft. All it takes is some heavy rain to cave it all in. There were also a lot of places where large tree roots were pushing up parts of the asphalt and the sidewalk. Those bumps were dangerous even when we still had our car, remember? But this town is different. The streets are all paved so cleanly that we can skate along them without a care in the world. And there's hardly any trash or graffiti to be found anywhere. The Clarksons truly do control this place, for better or worse. It's a good example of how allowing certain people to rise to power can have positive effects as well. Also, don't you find that Southern people are remarkably friendly, even to total strangers? This town sure is peaceful, Zach. Yes, I know. I know what you're about to say. But that's why we're here. To protect this peace. Isn't that right, Zach?
Kryp.
Looks like a case of bad timings. Let's come back.
Imorgon bitti då. Eller kan jag då stå och röka hur länge som helst? Oerhört märkligt sådana fall, ska vi säga. Vänta, va?
Mr. Alligator. Not sure how much help you'll be in this situation, but I guess you're better than nothing. What the? Zach, I don't even need to say it, do I? This is right out of that movie. Videodrome, 1982, directed by David Cronenberg. At the time, it was seen as a hard movie to digest for normal moviegoers, but now it's become a cult classic. I always just saw it as another weird Canadian movie, but this changes everything. My arm and my gun have become one. Now I can really understand what Max was going through.
Psycho gun. Alltså vad är det här för jäkla lirare, de här monstren? Var kommer de ifrån? Alltså, men vad är det som händer? Det är så dålig kontroll nu. 2-3 frames per sekund. De tar inte slut heller. Alltså det här är ju för läskigt. Det blir plötsligt vidrigt att spela. Alltså de här... Ja, det är så dålig framerate. Alltså det är så risigt. Det är så... Saxklipparspöken liksom. Vad fan är det för fel? Vad är det för fel? Nej, det är inte okej. Starka speglar. Inte ens... Alltså det är... Ja. Käka.
Very good, sir. Please, come right this way.
Ingen käk.
Please don't hesitate to let me know if you're in need of anything, sir.
Would you mind if I asked you just one question, concierge?
By all means, please ask me whatever you like, sir.
Do you run this entire hotel all on your own? I mean, just the three of you?
Yes, that is correct, sir.
So you, or the three of you, own the entire place?
Oh, heavens no, sir. The chef, the bellboy, and myself are all mere employees of this fine hotel.
So the Clarksons own this place, too?
Not quite, sir. This hotel opened its doors long before the Clarksons came to prominence.
Impressive. No wonder this building has such a dignified air to it.
Indeed. This is probably the only building in all of Lucare that has managed to retain its original appearance.
So who's the owner? I simply must know the name of the person who had the fortune and sense to come into possession of such a fine building.
The owner of this hotel is none other than David Jawara, sir.
Zach, that's the fourth David. It all makes sense now. It'd be stranger if only the owner was a completely different person. I sincerely hope I get a chance to meet him during my stay here.
If I may, Mr. Morgan, sir, I don't think that's such a good idea.
Why not?
Unfortunately, our owner has a bit of a personality problem.
No shit Sherlock. Ja, det är så knäppt. Välkomna nytillkomna tittare. Det här är ju Deadly Premonition 2 till Switchen. Som ni kan se här under mig då. Ska vi se hur det ser ut. Där har vi länkar. Den här streamen ligger uppe på både Twitchen, YouTube och Twitter och Facebook. Så om du upptäcker den här streamen på en plattform du vanligtvis inte brukar kolla på streams, så kan du alltså se den live nu på de 4 plattformarna.
The three of us here describe him as having a
Fractured mind. No shit. Ja, det är ju för att det är samma person. Men nu är jag hungrig tydligen då. Ska köpa massa donuts. Och nu ska vi dra till, vad hette stället? Bowlinghallen. Eller så har hon såklart tagit med sig den här krokodilen till bowlinghallen bara för att hon är helt otrolig. Hon tror att det är ett tecken eller någonting. Ny favorit filur säkert. Och de här laddningstiderna. Oj, oj, oj. Oj, oj, oj. Det gick snabbare den här gången. Eller inte. Nej. Så sugen på något sätt. Så sugen på något sätt. Kaffe. Kanske då en kopp. Och frågan är, har du gammal fudge som vi gjorde i vintras, frisen? Det hade varit något. Sådär, då är vi på väg till Frame Rate Heaven. Nu ska vi se. Map. Alexis Diner. Där har vi den. Nu är det kört.
Hey, Zach, it looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the Sang Rouge distribution route. led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand, and Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news about Lisa's murder while sitting in a bar during our vacation in New Orleans. That certainly wouldn't
Han är ju helt dum i huvudet,
would have
York.
given the case to another special agent, or maybe even to the state, and then we never would have found it. In the end, it would have been shut up in that vast, desolate evidence vault along with all the other cases, marked by nothing but a first-degree murder tag, buried in a soggy grave at the bottom of a sea of data. That would have been its fate. Instead, it traveled from person to person until it finally fell right into our lap. Things always work out that way for us. We've traveled all over the United States trying to track down Sun Rouge. We can't let this chance pass us by, can we, Zach? We need to find some sort of clue before this southern sun melts it all away.
Nej, det här är frameraten när du är ute i världen, Ricky. Det är helt bisarrt. Jag tänkte att jag kanske skulle dra ner min kamera framerate här till 30 frames per sekund för att det ska vara lite jämnare också. Men det är skitsamma det. Det är så hackigt och det är så mycket laddningstider. I övrigt så är det basically som typ Judgment, när jag spelar Judgment, att det är cutscene eller samtal. Ja, typ 5 till 15 FPS. Och sen transport, laddningsskärm, transport, laddning och så vidare.
Sorry for the wait, Patty.
Whatever.
Is Mrs. Carpenter here?
No, she hasn't come in today.
Everything's going according to plan.
Helt galen i skallen alltså. Nu ska vi se. Ja, troligt.
It's time to knock down the 10 maidens, Zach.
Ja, då ska vi ta och spela lite bowling. Men varför är du så bekymrad för det?
Oh my lord, y'all are back? Listen up, y'all ain't gonna believe this.
Bowlingen är trasig.
What's wrong?
Mrs. Carpenter hasn't come in. For the first time in 10 years, what could it be? I just hoping nothing bad happened to her.
Det är vi som har ställt en staty av en liten ödla utanför hennes dörr.
She's fine. You have my guarantee.
Härligt. Vidskeplig som få.
Oh my lord. I reckon if an FBI agent like you is convinced, then I should be too.
Mhm.
What did I tell you, Patty? Value is a relative thing. We needed to find that figurine, no matter the cost.
Nu är det dags att bowla. Okej, äntligen, som vi har
Really
väntat.
wanted to bowl that bad?
Absolut.
They don't have bowling alleys in the city no more?
Wrong, Patty. I have absolutely no interest in bowling.
Ja, alltså så här Rick, den här serien är i mina ögon helt fantastisk. Eller serien. Föregångaren innehåller ju precis så jäkla knasig, mycket knasigheter som som jag vill ha. Jag kan säga det, som jag upplever, det finns inga andra karaktärsporträtt som är så bonkers som det är i de här två spelen. Eller Swery 65s spel överhuvudtaget. Han gjorde den här D4 som också var jättebisarr. Xbox One exklusiva titeln. Som skulle vara en början på en serie, men den sålde ju typ 0. Men nej, det här spelet är bisarrt nog precis lika risigt programmerat och utvecklat som första spelet. Vilket är bisarrt. Det är så typiskt att det hamnar. Det var liksom hur ooptimerat som det bara går när det släpptes till 360 och PS3. Eller 360 först och sen PS3 senare tror jag. För typ 10 år sedan. Och när då uppföljaren väl kommer, vilket var för det första helt otippat. När den här kommer. Nej, alltså Yakuza blir ju roligt för att det är de är välskrivna på ett sätt som är... Det finns en sån här filmisk... ett filmiskt täcke över Yakuza ändå. Även om det blir quirky i vissa av sina lägen. Nu pratar jag bara utifrån att jag har spelat Judgment. Och där finns ju lite, men Yakuza har jag inte spelat. Men jag har ju sett trailers och som sagt. Så att det finns ju någonting där det är lite mer seriöst. Här är det ju bara orimliga saker som dyker upp. Och de är konsekventa. Det är så här orimligt manus som håller sig konsekvent. Så att när man väl har kommit in i det... Ja, det finns ingenting som liknar det. Nu ska vi se här. Hon frågar honom då. Varför bowlar du för? Kan du inte bowla hemma i storstan? Och han svarar, jag bryr mig inte det minsta om bowling.
Tossing a heavy ball at lined up pins? Where's the fun in that? You can't even call this a sport. It's a game for cavemen. Nonsense. Utter nonsense.
Then can I throw the ball instead?
Absolutely not, Patty. This is part of the investigation. I need to do this myself, no matter how stupid it may be.
You're the one who's stupid. Sure looks like you're having fun to me.
Det här har jag aldrig varit med om förut, just det här. Ja, det är flummigt. Jag missade att du frågade om det var mer flummigt. Det är tveklöst mer flum. Rejält flum. All over the place flum. Alltså, vad fan. Ja, men det var ju för mycket spänn. Vilken seg... Förstörde öronen. Absolut. Nu ska vi köra på riktigt här. Ja, men sluta. Ska det vara så mycket spinn alltså? Ja, okej. Skitsamma då. En extremt välprogrammerad... Ja, men vi testar bara att köra tyngsta. Rakt fram bara. För mycket right spin. Helskotta. Eller? Jag måste erkänna var det mer... en av de mer dramatiska sekvenserna i spelet hittills. Säger en hel del.
Oh, looks like I finally earned my...
Hur fasen kom du ut, hörru?
That was just a stroke of luck, Mrs. Carpenter. Despite how I may seem, I've never been any good at any of the ball-based sports that exist here on our planet.
Oh, no, you can't fool me. I can tell the FBI's giving you very special training. If I gave you a few lessons on top of that, I'm sure you'd be able to go semi-pro.
Semi-pro?
That's right. That's what I said.
Not pro, but semi-pro.
Yes, semi-pro. You'd never be able to go pro. You don't have what it takes. You could become a semi-pro if you tried really hard, though. Well, I guarantee it. Come back and see me when you feel like giving it a try. I'm sure my husband would forgive me if I let someone like you borrow my lane. Well, we gotta give youngsters a chance to grow. That's what we always say.
I could actually go semi-pro?
I'd take her words with a grain of salt if I were you.
Patricia, I can understand why you'd be envious of my talents. But you don't need to worry. You have your own unique talents, just like any other person. You shouldn't have to feel inferior every time you look at me.
You're unbelievable. You sure you don't need to get your head checked out?
Han är alltså en FBI-agent som ska lösa mordet på en 16-åring som har blivit styckad totalt i den här lilla staden. Ja. Och det är så här han är skriven.
It's so strange, Zach. I feel like I'm discovering a new side to myself.
Och Zack är ju hans imaginary friend, eller då vi som spelar.
By the way, Mr. Special Agent, you said you're investigating the Lise Clarkson incident, yes? In that case, there's something you should know. That poor girl, Lise, she was a druggie. And she
Oppa!
was into the really bad stuff.
Red powder.
Oh, no wonder the FBI picked you. You already figured out that much. Well, the reason Lise turned into such a little hoodlum is because of her mother, Galena.
Galena?
Mm-hmm. A mother only in name. Oh, as far as I'm concerned, she's still nothing more than a child herself. Oh, dressing up in fancy clothes, always out on the town somewhere.
Mhm.
Children giving birth to children. If these aren't the end times, well, I don't know what is. Oh, and they were always cooped up in that jazz bar. Galena wouldn't know proper parenting if it hit her in the tush.
Zach, the jazz bar. We first heard about it from Patricia. It must be deeply connected with this case. And the red powder. It must be Saint Rouge. Following the Oracle and felling the 10 maidens sure paid off, didn't it?
So, Mr. Special Agent, are you all finished here?
Yes, Mrs. Carpenter. Thanks to you, I've gotten a new lead.
Oh. Then how about you mosey on and let me get back to my bowling? I need to bowl my first game of the day or else I'm gonna get rusty. Well, what are you waiting for? Get a move on! Shoo! Shoo! Hi there, handsome. How's your day coming along?
Hello, ma'am. Would you mind if I used this lane for a bit?
Oh, Mr. Special Agent, I suppose it'd be worth it for someone like you. After all, you might have what it takes to go semi-pro someday.
Yes, that's right. I have the potential to become a semi-pro bowler. Therefore, I'd like to test my mettle on this lane. The bowling bug has bitten me, and it refuses to let go.
Well then, let's see what you got.
Play! Kom igen då. Vad är det heter? Par. Spare. Nu tänker jag golf här, vet du. Den blev för mycket. Så ja. Frame. Ska jag då få en hel kanske? Är det det som är grejen här? Rakt fram här då. Den blir fel. Slow knorr. Ja, vilken fasen. Kan bli bra. Jajamän. Vad är det? Hinner den? Yeah. Jajamän. Det här är ju superkul. Det här är ju fruktansvärt kul. Det måste till anteckningarna. Men nu, är det tillräckligt? Komma in på höger sida där. Nu Fantastiskt. Okej, nu då. Testar vi igen här, kom igen nu. Där då. No, det kan bli bra, det är inte jättestark så att... Nej, lite bara. Ah, den... Här går det sämre. Jag har fått bra strikes först, men sen gick det åt helskotta. Den här blir bra. Här sätter alla. Ja, visst. Ja. Nu då. Nu tar vi en strike. Den här blir skitbra. Den här sitter. Nej, men alltså, nej. Nej, det gjorde det inte. Vi tar lite långsammare då. Ah, ja, okej.
By the way, Mrs. Carpenter, remember the first time I bowled for you and showed you that I had what it takes to go semi-pro? Was there any special reason why the lane was open that day?
The truth is, something very peculiar happened that day. And as a result, I wasn't able to leave my house for quite some time.
Meaning?
I told you my husband passed away 10 years ago, didn't I? Well, I received a sort of message from him. Crime, punishment, and love, all three were intertwined.
Intriguing. I'd love to hear more.
When he was in good health, he only ever bought me a single present. Only once during our entire marriage. And oh, what a terrible present it was. That alligator figurine looked so atrocious, and it was wearing this hideous top hat.
Alligator figurine?
Oh, honestly, I just hated it. But that was the only present he ever gave me. So I put up with it and kept it in the house. Then, when he went up to heaven, I figured I finally had a safe chance to get rid of it. So I buried it along with his coffin.
Hoppa!
You threw it away?
Yes, but I regret it now. The more I thought about it, the more I realized I'd just gotten rid of the one and only thing he'd ever given to me. I couldn't believe I'd gone and done something so stupid. Then, suddenly, something unbelievable happened. One day, I woke up, went outside as usual, and there it was. The figurine was right there in my yard, and it was glaring straight at me as if it had a bone to pick with me. I was so shocked, I thought my heart was going to leap right out of my chest. Right there, I decided I had to tell my husband the truth. So I went up to his photograph and did my best to tell him the whole story. Then I heard it. Honeybee, that figurine is a gift from heaven.
Who said that?
He did. My husband started talking to me through his photograph. Well, instantly, I felt peace wash over my heart, and I decided to bring the figurine back inside my house. Then he spoke to me again. Let the youngster use the lane, he said. Suddenly, it all hit me. I rushed over, and there you were getting a strike. That's when I realized my husband has always been watching over me ever since he passed away. This is the power of eternal love. You understand me, Mr. Special Agent? Oh dear. What was I thinking? I'm still in the middle of my game here. I was right on the verge of completely ruining my routine. Go on, I'm busy here. Shoo, shoo.
Eternal love, Zach. Isn't it wonderful? But why do you think her husband ever bought her that thing in the first... No, we better not go there, Zach. Mysteries are far more romantic when they're left unsolved. Especially mysteries that are connected to romance.
Well, well.
When the sun awakens, catch the tip of the baby bear's tail at the Force altar. At the entrance to the other world will reveal itself to you.
Zach, it's another oracle. It appears that we're being guided by a mysterious power. This oracle is a simple one. The false altar. You already know what this is, right? The place where Lise Clarkson's body was first discovered. She was found under a bridge at some sort of altar as if she was being worshipped. That's what Chef David said, right? When the sun awakens refers to dawn, of course. And the tip of the baby bear's tail is the North Star. At dawn, look straight to the north from where Lisa's body was found. On the surface, this oracle may seem tricky and convoluted, but it's still mere child's play. Pathetic. Zach, let's follow the oracle and head to where Lisa's body was found. I don't know what other world refers to, but I'm sure we'll find out once we get there.
Oracle?
That's right, Patty. This case is a rather complicated one. So Zach and I are following oracles given to us by a skeletal gentleman in order to crack it.
At dawn, okej, ja. Nu tror jag att det blir en paus. Helt enkelt. Jag blir ganska trött av att sitta och titta på de här laddningstiderna och den här otroligt stökiga frameraten. Vi får se här. Men kanske fortsätter med det här ikväll. Alternativt så blir det skräcktema. Vi har fått ett skräckspel gjort av en liten studio. Som släpps längre fram. Så får det bli. Tack för den här gången. Så får vi se om vi syns igen ikväll. Mors.